Hi, this is Chase Utley, and this is the Phillies Show.
Hey, everybody. Ruben Amaro Jr., Jim Salisbury, Todd Zalecki. Opening day is almost here, guys. Are you excited?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Jim?
I am brimming with excitement.
I can tell you're doing well. We're all excited.
I'm very excited.
You sounded just like who was it? Alec Baldwin when he did that sweaty balls thing.
I love that. That is one of the
like
greatest,
my favorite all time.
That is one of the greatest SNL skits ever.
Of all time.
That one is
it's a
classic.
great one.
Yeah,
Anna Gasteyer. That was her name. Anna Gasteyer is
Anna
her name.
Gasteyer, yep.
She's very fun.
Top notch.
We should get her as a guest on the Todd Pod. What do you think? You can pull that off, Ruben? You know everybody.
Anna Gasteyer?
Great point. I do know her. We're tight.
Yeah.
Opening day is Thursday, 4:05 p.m. Phillies Nationals at Nationals Park. Zack Wheeler against Mackenzie Gore. It's the first time the Phillies have opened a season in Washington since April 5th.
I remember
2010.
Ooh, I remember that.
You might remember Roy Halladay's first start for the Phillies. They won 11-1 that day. Roy pitched 7 innings, gave up 1 run. Can you guys come up with Charlie Manuel's starting lineup that day in proper order? See if you guys can do it. I just looked it up.
I remember that day well. The doctor was in. There's a
I was white. I will tell you this. I was white knuckling.
You were white knuckling? Why? Because you were just worried, nervous about Roy?
I mean, it was a big thing, man. We had just gotten Roy. We had just traded away Cliff.
What year was that? 10?
It's 10.
Yeah, 2010.
You had Ruiz.
Well, give me the proper. No, I'm leading off.
The lineup, dude.
Lead off.
Jimmy Rollins.
Oh, J. Roll and
who's hitting
Vic
second?
Victorino.
Vic.
Nope.
Utbag.
Nope.
Jason Worth.
Nope.
Wow.
He homered this day. This 2-hole hitter, not a home run hitter. Placido Polanco.
Oh, my bad. I should have known that.
Polly hit
that was
second.
a big move, too.
Polly hit second that day. Hit a home run.
Utley hit third.
Yes, sir.
Howard.
Then Howard. Lefties hitting back-to-back.
J-Dub.
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 Where we at now? 6?
6-hole.
Vic.
Another outfielder.
No, it was Raul Ibanez.
Raul Ibanez hitting 6th.
Okay.
Then you got Victorino 7 and Chooch hitting 8th.
And Roy Halladay hitting in a 9-hole. They didn't flip up the 8 and 9 guy.
They didn't flip the 8 and 9 guy. So today we're going to talk. We're going to jump into some 2025 previews, predictions. We're going to have some other stuff planned. But I got to open with this. So this guy emailed me. I don't want to give his last name in case he doesn't want me to mention his last name. This guy, fan of the show, his name is George T. He says, "Hey, man, I have something that you might want for your wall. Can I send something to you?" So I go, "Yeah, absolutely." I come back from spring training. Look what I get in the mail. Wow. It is a Ruben Amaro baseball card, 1992 Upper Deck.
What are you doing? Chopping wood?
No, you see that pitch is right by my right knee. That's Greg Maddox's freeze it on the inside part of the plate sinker for strike 3, probably.
That's a little Greg Maddox hip shot.
Yeah.
That is great. I was so pumped to get this. And look at this on the back. I don't recall what
look how delicious that guy looks.
Wow. What's this uniform? If you're listening in your car right now, it's the Ruben's got this black pea hat with the black fills written on the front. I don't know what that was.
Remember we went to some old school that year. I think we had like 4 or 5 different uniforms, maybe even more than that. I think we rotated them through like every Saturday or Sunday or something.
Yeah. So I got this card. So thanks, George, for sending me the Ruben card. I'm going to put this on my wall somewhere. I got to figure out who I'm going to cover up. Got to figure out who I'm going to cover up with the Ruben card.
Greg Jeffries. Cover him. I just randomly pulled out. I like Greg, but he was funny.
That's funny. That
just came to mind.
Yeah. So, and then one other thing before we get going, a couple other things before we get going. Look at this, guys. We have a giveaway coming for Manco and Manco.
Nice.
Subscribe to the Phillies Show on YouTube. So go to our YouTube channel, the Phillies Show on YouTube. Subscribe to the show. And you have a chance to win a Manco and Manco gift card. So basically, just go on YouTube, subscribe, and in the comment section below on this episode, type in the name of your favorite Phillies player. So whoever that might be, Chase Utley, Greg Jeffries, whoever you want it to be.
Past or present?
Past or present, yeah, all time. So subscribe to the Phillies Show on YouTube in the comment section. We also have posted this on our Instagram page and on Twitter. So go into those pages and just put done in the comments below, and you will be registered to win a Manco.
Todd, how do they win? Is it just picked out of a hat, or
it's picked? Yeah, it's picked randomly. One of our guys on our social team is going to pick that out. So yeah, keep it going on YouTube and yeah. So, and then also one other thing before we get going, we've been talking about it for months and months and months. We finally got our powder blue Phillies Show t-shirts.
Oh, dude, I love them.
Yeah,
you got your alternate uni.
Yeah, we got the alternate uni. So we got the maroon.
Jim's got the original.
He's got the original maroon. I've got the powder blues on. You can go to thephillyshow.com and pick up your Phillies Show tee. And guys, right after these words, we're going to come back and we are going to talk 2025 Phillies.
If you're looking for premium clothes at an affordable price, you got to check out True Classic. AJ, you're rocking the True Classic shirt right now.
Oh, believe it. Look at this thing. Look at it. Soft. It fits perfect. Even with these guns, not too tight like Scott likes it. Little bit of room to move in there, right? Look, you can wear it under a suit. You can wear it out to dinner with some nice jeans. You can wear it to the gym if that's what your game is. Whatever it takes, this thing fits great, feels great. Great shirt.
The long sleeve Henny for these cold, kind of warm spring days. Perfect.
Yep. Build the perfect outfit in 5 minutes or less. Everything goes great together. Free shipping on all orders. It's designed to bring out your best features with a perfect fit. So, FT fam, whether you're bundling up for the cold or getting ready for spring, level up your style with clothes that actually fit right. Go to our exclusive link, trueclassic.com/foul to save. That's trueclassic.com/FOUL. Shop now and elevate your wardrobe today. FT fam, get after it.
We are back. Okay, 2025, guys. Opening day is Thursday, like I said, 4:05 at Nationals Park. Phillies, let's talk what our expectations are, why we think they might be really, really good and challenge for the World Series, why we might be, what might make us a little bit concerned. Let's start with biggest reason for optimism. Let's start right there. Like, why might the Phillies be playing in late October? If they get that far, what do you think is the biggest reason why?
Biggest bit of optimism for me is that starting rotation. You're going to have, Zack Wheeler and Aaron Nola and Christopher Sanchez and Jesus Lazardo pitching an awful lot of games. And I like that foursome. And I like it even more if Ranger gets back here and healthy and goes on a little salary drive in his free agent year. So that's my biggest reason for optimism is their starting staff. I think it's a very good one. Maybe not as good as, the Dodgers got a good one. The Seattle's have a good one. The Arizonas have a good one, but so do the Phillies. So that's my biggest reason for optimism.
Yeah, sadly, I'm right with you, James. I really believe in this staff. I like the fact that they've got a little bit of depth. I know that Taijuan Walker is going to have to start as a fifth starter in the rotation, which is a little bit of a concern. He struggled a little bit in the last two outings he had in spring training, looked more like the 2024 Taijuan Walker than the early spring training 2025 Taijuan Walker. I hope that's not the case when he opens things up his first start. But I love the rest of that rotation, man. It's really good. Wheeler was lights out, and the stuff was really good during the course of the spring. Aaron Nola, probably the most durable pitcher in all of baseball over the last 8 to 10 years. You sort of count on what he can do. And I like the addition of Luzardo. I know that there was a couple of blips in the screen during the spring where he had a couple of tough outings, but man's got good stuff, man. I think when the bell rings, man, he's going to hype it up a little bit. He seems like a red light type of a player for me. And And Sanchez, to me, man, he is unbelievable right now.
Yep.
I mean, it's really exciting to watch his numbers and his stuff in his command, and the transformation of this pitcher is one of the things I'm just elated for him because he worked real hard to get there, but elated for the Phillies too, because I think he's going to be one of the best left-handers in baseball.
Yeah, 100%. You know, think about Andrew Painter maybe coming up at some point this summer as well. We talked to Dave Dombrowski on Monday morning before they left Clearwater, and he said that he's probably going to be throwing extended spring training games in a couple weeks, so he's still progressing. He says that Andrew's kind of chomping at the bit to get back and get into some game situations, but he also understands the bigger pictures is being kept in mind constantly. But, you know, you talk about those 5 guys, Taijuan Walker is a depth piece, and then maybe Andrew Painter at some point, July-ish, Dave Dombrowski says. So who knows what that means. But, yeah, I'm on board with you guys. I think if this team is going to go far this season, man, this rotation is really potentially really tough from 1 through 5. You know, obviously Zack Wheeler at the top and Sanchez, like you said, everybody's been talking about Sanchez in spring training. I mean, everybody seems to be just marveling at how he's really added to his arsenal, I guess, velo wise, and just the sliders improved. And obviously he's already got one of the best changeups in the game. Nola. And Luzardo, I think too, he seemed really happy the other day over in Tampa. He pitched in Tampa against the Yankees, got hit around a little bit, but he's like, you know, I kind of accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish. You know, a lot of he seems to be one of those guys, just based off of what he said. He's one of those guys that was just kind of really working on things. And I know a lot of those guys do that, but throwing certain pitches and counts that he won't do it in the seasons that he said, he's like, I really couldn't care less. So I think there's a lot of reasons for optimism.
Let me ask you guys a question. Nationally, I think the Phillies have gotten a lot of love and respect. Locally, it just seems like a lot of doubters,
a lot of negativity. Yeah, there's no question. I agree, and that's great. I love it.
I was going to
say,
I
think it's a great thing.
Yep.
I think the lower expectations fine. I think that I've talked to players about this. Like when other teams get picked to win divisions, and other teams are being hyped, I think it pisses them off. And I think it quietly pisses them off. And I think that's a good thing.
Very good thing.
Sometimes being angry is a good motivator. And I think that these guys in their hearts and souls believe that they're a really good team. And they're much better than a team that got knocked out of their first round of the playoffs.
I think that chip on your shoulder, that edge, that desire to stick somebody's nose in it, I think that's a really good thing for any way you can draw a little bit of extra edge and a little bit of extra motivation is a good thing.
I think we saw that with the Eagles last year. I think there's some chip, and they showed the world. Now they were uber talented, but you got to show it on the field.
Yep.
And I think that you saw some of that during the course of the year last year with the Eagles, and I think you'll see the same sort of thing with the Phillies. These guys have a lot of pride, man. They care about winning a lot, the most. Then there's some people who don't necessarily think that. I think that there's this underlying current there that these guys are just, they're just kind of cruising along. And you don't know that clubhouse all that well when you say those kind of comments. And you guys have been in the clubhouse and know these players. These sons of guns want to win.
They do. And I think all those guys are very aware of what the perception is outside, even if they say they're not. I think a guy like Trey Turner hears all the talk about him and how he can't play shortstop and how he's been inconsistent. I think that's fuel for him. I think Alec Boehm is very motivated this season after surviving the offseason of trade talks. I think I would not be surprised if he has a career year this year. I think he is absolutely 100% motivated. And you think a guy like JT and Schwarber, both in contract years, they're going to want to have great years so they can get another big multi-year contract. And that's necessarily what they're playing for. But, hey, any little edge you can get. But I think all of those guys in there hear what we hear, which is they're running it back again. All they did was add Kepler. all they did was I like Luzardo, but that's still all those comments. They hear all those comments, and I think the only one who's really kind of come out and publicly expressed it, I think, is Nick Castellanos that first week of camp. If you remember those comments, he basically said, "Hey, everybody thinks we're not going to be good, so hey, it's just a bonus almost if we win. All the pressure's off us because everybody thinks we're going to stink this year." So he's like, it's a freeing way to play baseball, and so that he was really the only person, right, Jim Rubin, that maybe kind of came out and said
he acknowledged it, and he said was the exact quote. It's a freeing feeling or a freeing way to play baseball. And that's a good way to play baseball. As Charlie Manuel used to say, you have to be tension free to play this game. When you're pressing, your best doesn't come out in any sport. So, and if they want to cop the mindset of an underdog, go for it.
Absolutely.
I'm with you. Hey, I just wanted to go back real quick and say something about Andrew Painter. Stood next to him. He was doing some work with one of the strength and conditioning guys, and I was standing next to him. Gentlemen, this man is a beast.
Yeah.
He's gigantic, and he's also really well proportioned. I mean, he's not like a skinny, little, 6'7", 190. Right. This man's like
he's 235. He's 235.
250 looks like. I mean, this man is no joke.
Yeah, I noticed the same
thunder
thing
in that lower half. I mean, it's impressive, and I really like the way he goes about his business. Great
He's got
kid.
some shoulders going.
Can't wait to see him, and it'll be fun when he comes to Philadelphia at some point. Knock wood, he's healthy and does his thing. Just wanted to mention that.
Well, I think that's what one of the byproducts of Tommy John surgery, and more specifically, one of the byproducts of the rehab is you work on your whole body, head to toe. When you're coming back from Tommy John, you work on everything: your strength of your entire body, your flexibility of your entire body. And a lot of times it's the first time an athlete has worked on everything. So a lot of these guys come back from Tommy John as specimens and stronger than ever. And that's why some guys literally come back better from it, throwing harder, is because they've built up everything around it. And you're right. He is a physical specimen.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a great athlete too. I mean, he did play high school basketball, I think, up until through his junior year. And then the varsity basketball coach said, you need to stop playing basketball because you're too good of a baseball player. But he did play. I mean, he's playing against D1 guys, future NBA draft picks. And, he kind of is self-deprecating about his basketball skills, but he was good enough to make the varsity basketball team. So he's not just a guy that pitched. We talk about a lot guys playing multiple sports growing up, and he was a 5. He could post down low and bang around a little bit until they said, let's not bang around. We don't want you to hurt your shoulder. So hit the bench, be the water boy. But Painter's, he is a physical specimen. Another thing I'm kind of, I want to say this, cautiously optimistic by what I've seen from this bullpen this spring. Maybe I'm being fooled by spring training numbers. But I mean, I think what Jose Alvarado has shown is more than just, a guy dazzling in spring training. I mean, I think what Jose Alvarado has done so far this spring has been very exciting, very real. Jordan Romano's looked pretty good. And, Matt Strom, he hasn't shown a lot this spring because he's been banged, he's been hurt. But if he is healthy and Ryan Kirkring takes the step with what they think he can do, I think they could have a pretty decent bullpen, and if that rotation does what it's supposed to do, then those guys should theoretically stay pretty fresh. And the fresher you are throughout the season, obviously the more bullets you have in October. So kind of like what I've seen a little bit from the bullpen, cautiously optimistic. I'm not, I'm not saying that they're up there with the rotation or whatever, but some reason to be encouraged, maybe with a perceived weakness, maybe after losing Hoffman and Estevez. What do you guys think about that?
I would agree with you, especially very encouraged by the way Alvarado was throwing the ball. And I think Romano looks good, looks comfortable, looks like he's ready to rumble. So we know what Strom can do when he's healthy. And I've said it all winter long. I think Kirkring is ready to take that next step because he's added experience to a real, good package of talent. So I think he's ready to go as well.
I think we're going glass half full here, but with good reason. I mean, they've talented arms. They've got big arms. They've had different levels of success. Yes, the bullpen did blow up during the course of the playoffs last year, but I gotta tell you, man, they got some good arms there. You've talked about Alvarado. I love Kirkering, where he's coming from. I love the fact that he's sort of perfecting this other pitch, the sinker. And he's thrown some really good ones. He's starting to feel real comfortable with that pitch. He's running it. He's got some action to it. It's going to have his ball move 2 ways, which makes it even tougher for the hitter. More mature. He's already pretty mature when he got to the big leagues, but hey, he's, the more reps he gets at the big league level, the more comfortable he'll be. It still could be their Achilles heel, but from what I've seen this spring, pretty darn good. And, some of the other things that I've liked, and we can talk about this on the offensive side, is Max Kepler. He's been really good. Really good. I love the way he swings the bat right now. He's an excellent defender. I hope he can carry it into the season. Who knows if he will. And Bryson Stott and Alec Boehm, those 3 guys, for me, had really solid springs. Bryson Stott looked like that guy that could go to 2 strikes and feel comfortable getting to 2 strikes and working counts and putting the ball in play, pulling it hard to the pull side, and then, able to fillet the ball to the opposite field. I like a lot of the things. I mean, Alec Boehm was wearing out that right center field, right-handed. I mean, base hit after base hit to the right side of the field, which is sort of his bread and butter. He'll lengthen some stuff out and get out in front of some stuff as he gets older, as he gets more mature. I like a lot of things that are happening. Of course, they got to do it on the field, but there's some positivity going on.
Bryson Stott and Brandon Marsh combined for 28 walks this spring. I mean,
28 walks.
So, and some of those guys, they probably were facing in the middle of the game late, couldn't throw a strike to save their lives. I mean, minor leaguers or whatever, but not all of them. I mean, Brandon Marsh had some pretty good at bats this spring against left-handed, some pretty good, legit left-handed pitchers this spring. Garrett Crochet, Tarek Skubal, a few other guys, and he put up some pretty decent numbers against lefties this spring. And Stott, he says he's healthy. And, he really likes kind of what he's been able to do. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, especially, if you can get your 8-9 guy to get on base, that'd be great.
Roll that lineup over.
Yep.
So anybody got any bold predictions as we sit here on the eve of opening day?
Well, I got a bold prediction, and this is going to be in my Phillies Beat newsletter coming out on Thursday morning. But my bold prediction is this: Jose Alvarado is the first Phillies reliever to save 30 games in a season since Genmar Gomez is 37 in 2016.
Genmar Gomez had 37.
Yes.
Wow. Did I acquire that guy?
I don't know who acquired him, but
you may have from Cleveland, maybe.
That's crazy.
I also have Jose Alvarado leads all lefty relievers in baseball in strikeouts. So
you're out there. You're out there.
We're going bold prediction here. That is aggressive because let's be honest, Rob Thompson does not go with the closer usually, and I see Rob Thompson really mixing and matching guys, especially if Alvarado. There's a bunch of a really big lefty coming up in the 8th inning. I see Rob going out, but hey, we're trying to be bold
Be bold.
Remember those shirts?
Yes, it had VAM value at the market.
Well, you want me to give my bold prediction now?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Christopher Sanchez will finish in the top 3 of the Cy Young.
Oh my God, that was exactly mine. I got to change mine now.
Really? Was that exactly yours?
I swear to God, the top 3. I swear to you, as I sit here, that's exactly what I was going to present. But I'll make an adjustment.
That's the key to the game, making adjustments.
The great ones always make adjustments, Ruben.
I don't know if I'm a great one, but I'll make the adjustment.
You're a great one.
All right, what do you got? Adjust. Think fastball, adjust to the breaking ball.
Boom. I'm going to say Bryson Stott will hit 300 or more this season. And he will be only one of probably 5 in the entire league.
That's a good one.
I'm talking about National and American League.
And
and
they need that. They need improvement from Stott and Trey Turner. They need those guys to be really good and really help them.
I think he's going to hit 300, and I think he's going to be one of very few guys to do it.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that's a great one. Actually, it's funny. I just in case any of you guys had mentioned Alvarado, I did write down Bryson Stott makes his first NL All-Star team. And I also wrote down Zack Wheeler finishes second for NL Cy Young because Christopher Sanchez stole a lot of votes for him for Cy Young. So they kind of split the Phillies ticket, so to speak.
And then Paul Skeens comes up with it.
All right, Ruben, you got my wheels turning here.
You got it.
So, Stott, with this great year you got him having, does he ascend to the leadoff hole?
He does.
When?
He does after the first month of the season.
Wow.
I love that.
Ruben, you are really bringing the heat tonight. You're bringing the noise.
You know what? I'm bringing like that Andrew Painter cheddar.
Bringing the noise.
That's some high cheese, my man.
Cheese.
All right, you want to do some predictions here? I came up with a list of what do you call
Parlays?
those, Todd?
Oh, props, like over unders.
Yeah, you want to
Parlay
do a few of
props?
those?
Sure, let's do some over unders.
I got those. Or am I stepping on your toes, Todd?
No, not at all. Yeah, let's do this.
Step.
All right.
Step right on him. Stomp on him. He's got gout.
Quick answers. How many home runs would Bryce Harper have?
How many home runs?
I have a number right in my head.
Give it.
Go ahead, Todd.
I was going to say 35.
37.
Ooh, those are big numbers.
37.
I'm going to say Bryce Harper has 32.
I think he's going to hit 35 because remember last year he actually his elbow was banged up last year. He didn't want to talk about it a lot, and that kind of sapped him some power. He had a really
37.
Wow, that's a lot of home runs. 32 is a lot of home runs. I mean, that's. How about Schwarbs? How many home runs for Kyle Schwarber?
41.
Wow, big number.
He's going to go into that free agent
The
year.
exact same number, 37.
40. Oh, 37. Okay.
I think Kyle Schwarber, I got him for 39.
39 for
They're all
Schwarbs.
good.
Okay. Schwabs.
All right, here's
I do think Schwarbs will hit 250 again this year. Ish.
Huge.
All right. This is get your thinking cap on. Who leads the team in leadoff plate appearances?
Oh, that's a great question.
Bryson Stott.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. I mean, you have to stick to your guns. If you said Stott's going to take over after the first month,
Boom.
I'm going to say Kyle Schwarber, and I'm going to say Kyle Schwarber because if Rob actually does go through with the split situation, that means he's going to be hitting leadoff most games with the right-handed pitcher on the mound. So, and then also I think there's a chance. Also, I think there's a chance where Rob just goes, listen, I think Trey's at bats. Schwarber's having better at bats and leadoff spot. We're gonna run him back out there the rest of the way. So I'm going Kyle Schwarber, most leadoff plate appearances.
Good call.
I'm going Kyle Schwarber as well. They've won a lot of ball games the last 3 years with him. And I just think at some point he's going to be like that old comfortable pair of slippers that you throw on that always feel good. So I think he's going to end up back there.
Like these.
Oh, those are sweet.
Look at those. Like those look like a comfortable pair of slippers.
Oh, I think Kyle Schwarber. I'm picking up what you're laying down, Zoe.
All right, I love it.
All right, give me. Let me see.
Keep them coming, James.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Oh yeah.
All right, hold on. I got to cross off what I got here, so because I want to vary my. I want to save some of my big.
Be
ones.
professional, James.
Trying really hard. How many innings for Zack Wheeler? Now, last year he was only one of 4 major league pitchers to get to 200. How many innings this year for Zack Wheeler?
I'm going to go cerebral here. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Ruben.
I'm going to go 195, and I'll tell you why. Because they're going to go to a 6-man rotation at some point.
Yep.
So I'm going to say 195. He's going to get close. Between 190 and 195, I'll go on high end 195.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm going to say 190, 192. 192, and he won't be happy about it.
Yep, he won't
He
be
won't be
happy.
happy about it. He will understand, but he won't be happy about it.
Boom.
I-
Right on the
I was
nose.
going to say the same thing, under 200, because they're going to watch him because October's so important and he's so important. He's going to come in under 200, not be happy, but he'll have some juice for October. So
I'll also say this. I think it's going to be Aaron Nola's lowest in some time as far as a full season is concerned, exclusive of 2020.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be in the 170, 175 range, but that's okay because he's going to be pitching down in the rotation as a 3. So he may only get 28 or 29 starts.
Because they're going to sprinkle in a 6 starter.
And they're going to sprinkle in that
because
6 starter too.
Such a premium on October.
No doubt.
You know, the
especially
Dodgers,
in September.
The Dodgers are talking a lot about,
when Andrew
having
Painter's
their
pitching.
starters innings and saving, not saving them for October, but having, optimizing them for October. Okay. Who is this team's leader in saves?
Well, I got to stick with what I said. My bold prediction earlier. I'm going to say Jose Alvarado. I'm going to say he saved. Yeah. So I'm just going to go Alvarado.
All right,
Go ahead,
Rubio. I'm going to go with Jordan Romano.
I'm going to go off the board and go Orion Kerkering.
Very nice
like
pick.
that.
Very nice
I
pick.
like that.
He's going to step forward, man. He's going to be lights out.
I remember when we talked with Caleb Cotham, the Phillies pitching coach, back in January.
Definitely.
I think it was. Jim, you asked him,
Yeah.
do you think Kerkering could be a 20 save elite level guy? And he said, he's like, that's not even a question for me, or something like that. It was like, yeah, 100%. I don't even need to think about it. I think Orion Kerkering.
He
Well,
said it immediately.
Yeah.
That was my one in January at the turn of the new year. We did give us some bold predictions for the new year, and I had
Oh, yeah, you did say that.
Kerkering 22 to 25 saves. But now I'm going
You're a
with
political waffler, man. You're a
I'm a
waffler.
I'm a waffler. I waffled.
Can't trust the word out of your mouth.
He
Not
can
a
still
word.
get 23, but Romano will get 24.
Right.
So
That's true.
don't take this stuff to the bank, folks.
Yeah.
So okay, I got to cross that one off because I got a lot of good ones here.
These are good.
How about
Great.
Phillies W's?
Ruben, who is running this show?
I don't know, but you're taking your time. How many W's you think they're going to have, Z?
Oh, wait. Is that
I
your
wasn't
last
ready.
one?
I wasn't ready for W's. I was
All right,
going to
wait.
Trey
All right.
Turner steals.
Trey Turner steals.
Ooh,
I got a lot of good ones on here.
that's a good one.
I'm going to say, everybody kind of goes into the season thinking that Trey should steal 40, 50, 60 bags. I'm just going to say he steals 28 bags from the
All right,
top
good
spot.
one.
He talks a lot about how he doesn't feel like he can run with Bryce behind him, or he kind of doesn't run in certain situations because Bryce is hitting behind him. So I'm going to say he steals 28.
What do you got, Jim?
I was going to say 33.
Oh, my God. I can't believe you just said that number.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to use my other number, 37.
Okay.
33 was my number, Jim, when I played. Remember?
No, it was Larry Bird's number.
Well, who was more important, he or me?
Well, we won't answer that one. All right. Moving along swiftly here. Okay, here's a good one. Will JT Realmuto or Kyle Schwarber, both free agents, receive a contract extension during the season?
They will not.
I agree. They will not.
They will not.
I agree.
And that's okay.
Yeah. You know what? I feel the same way. I'm going to say no. And I say no, not because the Phillies don't want to bring them back or that they don't want to resign. I think that at this point, it's just, let's just see how the year goes. Let's see how the year goes. Let's see how you guys do. Let's see how the team does. And if the team does well and they do well and they want to reunite, the money will be found and it will happen. So, I think if that doesn't happen, I don't think people need to freak out. They re-signed Aaron Nola when he hit the market. They re-signed JT when he hit the market.
I totally agree with both of you. And I think conversations, probably loose, casual, whatever you want to call it, are going on and probably will. But I think you need to get it to the finish line, see how the 2025 season goes here before you make any decisions like that. I know how important both guys are. I'm a fan of both guys. They're, important behind the plate. And Schwarber's is important in the lineup in the clubhouse. But You got to see how this season plays out because the stakes are so high and it's like World Series or bust. And if they don't get there and things seem stale, I mean, with these guys that are going to reach free agency, that's ripe territory to change the mix a little bit. And I think you have to keep all those options open a little bit. I'm not saying I don't want them back.
Who's to say that they don't, if the things don't go well,
they might move on.
If it breaks down, they might be going with guys like Crawford in center, Rincones in right.
Right.
I mean, there's all types of stuff that can happen. Make that mix. You might non-tender a guy or two. And you might go with just a younger group and just roll with them.
Correct.
Yeah. Never know.
Well, Ruben, you've segued into my next prop. Will Justin Crawford play in the majors before rosters expand?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a great one, man.
Jimmy,
you've stepped it up. You've stepped it up.
Great one.
I say he is going to.
Oh, okay.
I think something's going to happen during the course of the season that's going to create it, whether it's an injury, even to an off outfielder. If one of those guys goes down, then I think if he's playing well, and I think he will be, and they'll feel comfortable with it, they'll slide they'll slide Marsh to right or left. If he's not the guy who gets, who has the oopsie. And this kid's going to be in at center field because guess what? Dave Dombrowski is not afraid to make those moves, baby, especially if the kid's playing well.
And he's in AAA. They started him in AAA. That's a statement type of assignment. And I agree with you, Ruben. He will dip his toe into the water before rosters expand. Todd, what do you got?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. If he's performing well down there, and they think that he can, despite his age and I guess relative lack of experience above high A. If there's an injury, yeah, I can absolutely see that as the guy to bring up, especially if he's hitting well. I mean, they're really confident. And quite frankly, in just talking to people the other day about it, they're kind of surprised that everybody made such a big deal out of it in the sense that they look at him as like, he can handle this. Like, we believe that he can handle this. Not like, just like, oh, we're pushing him and this is kind of aggressive. Like, we don't know if he can. Like,
I think it's a big deal. He's 21. That's young. It's
I get it. I'm just saying
it's under the league average, I think, considerably. And two, he's only played 40 games above Class A. I think it was a remarkable assignment, and it's a testament to him and his talent.
Right.
And his overall demeanor, as Todd said. I think
his maturity, everything.
His maturity and stuff like that, and his ability to adjust, which has been something that he's done quite well.
And it also speaks of the uncertainty at the big league level. They want to gauge what's going on, and if they got a short, an option here in the short-term future.
They haven't gotten what they've wanted out of the center field position offensively. They just haven't gotten it. And if they don't have those two guys developing and improving pretty dramatically in center field, then you might see some adjustments.
All right, we got to move on here. I'm sorry. I know you're enjoying this, but we have to move on.
I am enjoying this.
How many appearances for Taijuan Walker?
How many appearances? So not starts, just appearances. Right. Okay.
So basically, appearances.
Right. So
this is a kind of a question on how long is he going to be on the roster.
Right.
I got 30 appearances out of him.
So you're looking at him on the roster.
5 to 8 as a starter. 5 to 8 as a starter. He's going to have to be slid in there a couple of times. And then beyond that, he's in the bullpen maybe 20 times.
That's such a hard
20-something times. Just a guess.
That's a great question, man. I'm going to say he makes 4 or 5 starts. Yeah, 20. I'm going to say 25 appearances. 25 appearances for Ty.
Okay. I was going to say 18. I'm not sure he gets through the whole season, but
yeah.
We'll see. Okay. Next, over under. Last year they had 47 sellouts. Will they go over that or under that this year?
I'm going to say they go under that number only because just gauging the vibe of the fan base. And I feel like, I just feel like it's going to be a little bit under, not by much. I think there's kind of like the vocal fan base. And then I think there's the average fan that just loves the Phillies and loves going to the games. So it might be like 45, 42, maybe. I don't know, but I still think they're going to have a lot of big crowds there. Generally speaking, I think the general fan is fairly, they just love coming to the ball.
I think they're gonna.
Go
I'm
ahead,
gonna pick them to be just over because including the playoffs last year, they are 51-51 in their last 102 games, only 500. But I think they're going to have a good season, and I think they're going to be in a real slugfest down the stretch to try to win this thing. And I think there's going to be a lot of enthusiasm surrounding it. So I'm going to go just over the 47, maybe 48, 49. I still think it's going to be an exciting year. So I'm going to go a little bit over that. Ruben?
I got a little insider trading information, and that's why I'm going to go. The number's going to start with a 5, but it's going to be in the low 5s.
Ooh. So a lot of season
low
tickets.
50s. I'm thinking somewhere around 52.
Okay. What's your insider information now that you've bragged about that?
There's ticket sales are going well.
So
Ticket sales are going well. There you go. So
Ruben has
the
friends in high
enthusiasm
places.
that you're hearing from some might be a loud minority, which makes some sense for me. Lest we forget, they won the division last year handily, in my mind. 95 freaking wins. 95 wins. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
Good team.
You're welcome. We're going to go to 2 more questions here. Two more questions. The penultimate question on the quiz. What is the date of Andrew Painter's first big league start?
What's the date?
Go ahead, Todd. What do you got?
All right, let me figure this out here. I'm literally looking at the schedule right now. I'm going to say Dave Dombrowski. Dave Dombrowski has said July-ish. I'm going to say July 11th at Petco Park in San Diego.
That's a good one.
Jim?
I'm going same road trip, Todd. You and I are thinking alike.
Right before the break.
Same road trip. I'm getting him out of Philly. I'm getting him away from the hype. Let him get his feet wet. 2,500 miles away in a good pitcher's ballpark. San Francisco, July 7.
I love it. What do you got, Ruben?
God bless. I had him in San Francisco. Jim, we got to start. We're right here.
You guys are on point tonight.
Because I think he's going to get what's the first game in San Fran?
July 7.
You guys picked the
July
same day.
8th.
Okay. Hey, Ruben.
I think he's going to get one start before the All-Star. No.
And that's probably one start before the
That would
All-Star
be one
break.
stop.
No, let me say this. Are they still in San Francisco? July 9th.
Okay.
Yeah, they'd still be there. I think that would be the day game.
Perfect. Day game. Young kid. He's pitching in the day game. Boom.
So,
July 9th.
Day game. Todd and I would write our stories, and we'd go up to Trattoria Contadina on the corner of Union and Mason and have some nice Italian food after that game. Right, Todd?
I'm going to go to the Speakeasy right behind right field line where they have it in the ballpark that I did not know about until last year. Spectacular. Right behind the out-of-town scoreboard. I'm brain locking on what it's called, but it's awesome. It's my favorite ballpark.
Oh, it's a great city. Great ballpark. Great everything, right?
Yeah, I love San Francisco.
And
all
we're
right,
gonna
so now
we're
we
gonna marvel at his 7 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits,
wow,
2 walks, and 7 strikeouts.
So wow, Ruben gave us a little extra. We were just looking for the debut date.
I'm a difference
He actually
maker,
gave
Jim.
us.
I'm a difference maker.
He actually gave us the line for Painter.
The line for Painter.
Oh, God.
Taylor Tankersley.
Taylor.
Marlins
All righty. And I know you can't wait for this because you can't wait to get out of here.
No, this is good, man.
It's great.
Let's
Get it to a 1 hour show. Let's go.
The last one is how many victories in the regular season for the old Fighting Phils? Now, the last 3 years, they were 87, 90, and 95. How many victories in 2025 for the old Fighting Phils? What do you got, Todd?
I'm going to say 94, and I'm going to say it's good enough to win the division. I think the Braves are vastly improved. I think the Mets are – I'm not really digging the Mets pitching staff starting rotation, but I think they'll cause the Phillies some problems. I think 94 will get it done. It's going to be a dog fight until the end with the Braves, but Phillies win the division.
Ruben, what do you got for victories?
93 dogfight, same way. 93 was one of the great years, and one of those years that no one expected. 93 wins.
Good picks. I'm going 92 wins. 92 wins, and I'm thinking that's good enough to win the division.
Wow.
But I think it's
going to be a dogfight then.
Yeah, a little
three
wolf,
teams.
wolf. Yeah, why not? Let's have some fun. 92 wins. So we covered all the bases. I think we got it all figured out.
When do they clinch? That's another one. What day do they clinch?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's going to go. I'm probably in the final 3 days. 3 days left.
I need a date.
I'm looking at the schedule right now here.
3 days left, Todd. What's that?
3 days left of the season.
It's like September 26th or something.
Yeah, it's the season ends September 28th against the Twins. They finish with a 6-game homestand. Marlins beginning September 23rd, and then they finish against the Twins beginning September 26th. How about this? I'm going to go September 27th, Saturday, the final Saturday of the regular season. The Phillies clinch the division. Max Kepler hits
I'm going September 25th. Is it Marlins?
September 25th against the Marlins. Yep.
How many games do they have? Is it a 3-game set or 4?
It's a 3-game set, so that'd be the final game of that series.
Marlins. Boom.
All right.
Over.
Nailed it.
How about that? All right. Well, guess what, guys? Real quick, let's go back. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel for a chance to win a Manco gift card. Subscribe to it on the YouTube channel. Then write down in the comment section your favorite Phillies player. You can also register on Instagram or on X. Go to thephillyshow.com and buy your
T-shirt,
your Phillies Phillies Show powder blue T-shirt or maroon. We still got a few maroons left in stock.
Todd, send me one of those. I want one of those.
Oh, I'll get you guys one.
Are we allowed to have those?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have to pay for mine?
I'll hook you up.
You paid for them all.
Oh my gosh. Last but not least, guys, this is the unofficial 1-year anniversary of the Phillies Show. The first show actually was March 28th last year. I think we posted it on opening day. So congratulations to us for making it a year, and hopefully much more to come. But to celebrate, we put together a few highlights from some of our favorite interviews over the past year. Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Aaron Nola, JT Realmuto, Zack Wheeler. And so stay tuned after this. Consider this like a little director's cut of an episode. So
nice.
You want to hear some of the highlights from some of these interviews over the past year? Hang with us. And guess what? Either way, we're going to be back on Friday for some overreaction from opening day.
Awesome. Well, guys, happy anniversary, happy opening day, and I will and stay tuned for that special episode, and I'll smell you later.
Smell you, Jim.
Hi, everybody. It's Todd Zalecki, co-host of the Phillies Show with Ruben Amaro Jr. and Jim Salisbury, part of the Foul Territory Network. The Phillies 2025 season is fast approaching, so we thought we would have some fun and look back at some of our favorite moments from some of our interviews over the past year with players like Bryce Harper, Zack Wheeler, JT Realmuto, Aaron Nola, Kyle Schwarber. Hope you enjoy. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we will see you on the next episode of The Phillies Show.
I'm so lucky that I had a dad that I did, and still am today, because I can still call him and be like, Pop, what do you got for me? Some of the drills he did too, he'd pull some stuff, man, and like I'd have a broomstick with red beans. Like I'd do that stuff a lot, and he'd pull that stuff from like the Dominican. Like I'd say a lot of that from. I talked to our hitting guy.
The bottle caps.
We did bottle caps all the time. I'd have the broomstick, and he'd do bottle caps, but our bottle caps, and this was different from the Dominican way, is, Dominican way, they kind of do it out front, like flick them. So he would flick them this way, I hit into a net, but he would put a fan like right next to it. And so he would flick it right in front of the fan, and it would move all over the place. Yeah. And so
you'd have to
hand-eye coordination.
Wow.
So he would make sure, empty
That's
tee.
awesome.
Like empty tee was like huge.
That's so cool.
So he would put it right in front, and it would move, and he'd be like, wham. And so empty tee was like really big to him. And he pulled that from like Jeter. Like Jeter was big, like empty tee. Like Jeter would never look down the cage. And so like he would be like, hey, empty tee, empty tee. And so it was like the little things like that. Like I would get out of whack a little bit and you go, well, you're not seeing the ball, right? Like your head's out in right field, your head's out in left field. Like see the ball, get it deeper, hit it out of the glove, left center, boom. And like I'd block it right back in. So those are things when I was younger, like it just was fun because he would make it fun. Or like Atex, like he would throw Atex to me a lot, the Atex balls. Yeah. And so that was like when I was younger, and they would rise. And so I'd really have to get on top of the ball. Right. Or like I'd be missing it a couple of times, in 2 games, I'd miss it. Or I'd be like fouling balls off when I was younger, and he would throw me tennis balls. And so when you try to hit a tennis ball with a metal bat, it would flip off. Even if you would square it up, like it would kind of flip off. But when you really squared it up and see it, it would, you could line drive or exactly. Yeah, and so I'd get so mad sometimes. Ruben. It was so funny. Like, and he would I'd be like 11 years old, and I'd be fouling stuff off. I'd throw my bat. I'm pissed, and he'd start laughing. He'd start laughing. And go, it's okay. You're fine. You're gonna get it. And sure as crap, man, I'd 6 of them I'd hit, feel good. And then we'd switch to regular baseballs and I'd mash, like that was big, and he'd put a wood bat in my hand immediately. I was like 11 years old, 10 years old, heavy wood bat immediately into my hands. And then I'd switch to aluminum, and that'd be like my prize round. He'd be like, hey, you can hit with aluminum. That's great. But can you go backside 350 feet with a wood bat? Let's do that. 'Cause that's cool. Going light tower power to right field, like that's fine. But left center wood bat, that's cool.
All the success is great, but also too is making sure when those failures do happen, that we're not carrying those into the next day. I think that's the biggest thing, right? Like when I look back, it's like, man, I probably carried so many different freaking things on my back that I couldn't even have success for the next week. I mean that, like the great Ken Reveza, he's a great mental skills. He's passed away now, and I remember we're in LA and playing the Dodgers, and it was 17. I was struggling, and he comes to my hotel room. He goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like sitting in my hotel room. He goes, "I'm coming up to your room." I go, "Okay, Ken." And Ken comes in my room. We're sitting there. We're talking. He goes, if anyone knew Ken's got this great voice and this a great personality. And he goes, "Well, Kyle, I want you to go ahead and act like you're getting in the box." So I get in the box. He goes, "Take a swing." So I take a swing. He goes, "Great. Now turn around." And I turn around, and he jumps on my back, and he goes, "Now take a swing." So he goes, "You feel how weighted down you are? You feel that?" And, it's funny. You laugh about it. Then you think about it. You're like, man, you know what? Like, it's true, that it's hard to take a swing when I got this guy on my back. What about, the last 10 outs I made, or the bad call, the umpire made a bad call on me, that at bat, and I'm still thinking about it in the at bat, right? Like those are all different external things that, your mind can go to, besides, you got to be so hyper focused on what you're doing at the plate when 98's coming at you, or an 85 slider or whatever it is coming at you now, and that you need all your focus going into that at bat. And if you're thinking about any other thing, that it's going to make it just 10 times harder.
Hey, everybody, if you guys like what you are seeing and hearing, this is your cue. Go ahead and subscribe to the Phillies Show. Previous to off seasons, when you come to camp with the sweeper and then the next camp with the split, is that something that he goes, hey, I think this is something you should do? Or is this something you can go, hey, I feel like I need something else? How did those conversations
go in
the off season?
The slider was kind of struggling a little bit.
Right.
Like it kind of always has over the years, just not necessarily shape-wise. Like shape, it could get a little bit better, but just throwing it for a good, strike. And it's always low. It's always a ball. And so I never got chases off of it and stuff like that. And I tend to throw like thigh up. So when I throw something low, they really don't even go after it. So Caleb just kind of came to me, hey, this is the kind of the new thing going around. And he was with Bauer in Cincinnati, and Bauer kind of started the whole sweeper phase. So, he introduced it to me. I tried a few different grips, and I found one that kind of mimicked my curveball just a hair. So I was comfortable with the grip. I just had to change my angle a little bit more. And, once you start playing around with that angle, it kind of messes with your fastball a little bit. So I kind of had to go back and forth in between starts. Some starts it was this, some starts it was that.
Okay.
And then the split, we talked about it during the off season. I need something that goes the other way.
Can you show us how you throw it?
Sweeper?
The sweeper, and then they're put to that camera.
Yeah, so the sweeper, I basically just hook that seam right there.
Wow.
And try to make this, the horseshoe right here, or the train tracks, whatever you want to call it, kind of just keep going that way. That's my thought on it. And I'll keep it going.
Okay.
I don't know if that's technically right, but that's my mindset, and that's what helps me. So I just got to make sure I don't start doing that and trying to make it go. I got to keep my arm up because that's where my fastball is, and just trust it and throw it. And then the split, we tried a few different ones. And before, I was kind of just like a normal split like that, with my fingers down on the side. But then I started going up with my other fingers for whatever reason. It feels more comfortable, and I started hooking that seam a little bit.
Interesting.
And my thumb's just there. I basically don't even use my thumb, but my thumb's just there for a little bit of brace on that side. So just throw it like a fastball.
What's a conversation with him on the mound with Zack maybe compared to other guys, or Nola, Suarez?
Yeah. Zack does not want anybody on the mound ever. I do everything to not have to go talk to him. Because he's like I said, he's a competitor. So usually, if you're going for a mound visit, something hasn't gone right. So he is pissed when I go out there, or Caleb. It's funny. Caleb will go out there and he'll say, put his gloves on, and he goes, "What do you got, Zack?" And he'll just say, "I don't know," and stare right through his soul. And then Caleb just turns around and goes back to the plate. It's pretty funny. Awesome. Every now and then we'll be able to give him something that's actually useful information, but most of the time with Wheels, if we're going out there, it's just to slow the game down a little bit and give him a breather. It's not right. He knows how to make adjustments. He knows what he's doing out there, so it's not like we're ever trying to give him too much information.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He does not like visits, that's for sure. So if you guys watch his antics from now on when we go out there, it's pretty funny. You'll know that he's not giving us anything. I'll even ask him hey, what pitch do you want to start this next guy off with? And I almost never get an answer. He'll say, he'll just say I don't care, or whatever you want. That's just Wheels. He's not happy about mound visits.
How would you describe Aaron Nola to fans? And how would you describe Ranger Suarez, two of these starters that have been done very well for you? How do they compare to Zack? How would you describe their mentality, their whatever pitchability, working with them?
Knowles is a little more cerebral about his pregame approach. He loves to watch video. He'll look at the numbers. I think our meeting with him before the game takes quite a while. He's probably our longest meeting because he talks a lot. Because he's already watched quite a bit of video, and he knows how he wants to attack these guys really before we go to a meeting, which is good that we're kind of it's the three of us having a conversation, getting on the same page. So his meetings are definitely the longest, and he talks the most out of any of the starting pitchers for sure. He's not just listening. And same thing with going through a game. He doesn't shake much, but we'll have conversations about how we want to attack the next guy, next time through. and kind of get on the same page. So he likes to think about that a little more probably than Zack does. And Ranger's a little more similar to Zack. Like, he doesn't say a lot. He doesn't think a lot. He doesn't rarely shakes. Like, he's up there trying to execute. He's kind of the same as Zack too, as like, he's very relaxed in the meeting, like kind of like he's on the mound. You guys see it. He's very calm at all times.
Can you show, like, show how you grip the curveball and kind of explain, like, how you throw it, when you learn to throw it, and so, like, yeah.
Yeah, so my dad taught me a football curve. And so, like, he told me just to throw it with my finger up and throw it like a football.
Your middle finger on
my middle finger is on the seam, way back in my hand.
Right.
And when I throw it like a football, my wrist is stiff and it just rolls off.
Okay.
In a 4-seam spin. And then when I got older, I just put my finger on it just like that.
Okay.
And did the same thing. And then when I got to the minor leagues, the balls were a little bit different, so they didn't have as much seams.
Okay.
So they were kind of low. And I was struggling throwing my curveball like this. And so I tried a spike curveball one day, and it was sharper. And it took me a week or so to get used to it, and I had better command with the spike curveball. So it's just the same.
It's the
same thing, throwing it like a football, pressure a lot on my thumb.
On your thumb, okay.
So that's how I get from a lower arm slot to get it more depthy.
Okay.
A lot more on my thumb.
So basically the index finger just goes from being flat to like
flat
to spike
up. Yeah,
to up.
because when index finger's on there, it goes off that finger.
Sure.
But when it's up, it goes off the middle finger.
Middle finger. Okay. And it came to you that quickly?
Yeah, it took about a week.
Isn't that crazy how that stuff works?
Yeah, I threw one curveball in Double-A. I can't remember where we were at, but Erie, Pennsylvania. And I threw one, and the guy buckled. And I said, okay, I'm going to start. And I started doing that, and it got sharper, and the command was better.
Okay.
With that one finger up rather than two fingers.
The Phillies Show is brought to you by the Foul Territory Network. Subscribe to The Phillies Show on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. If you like us, give us a review. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook, and Threads. Find Ruben's analysis before, during, and after Phillies games on NBC Sports Philadelphia, on the Sports Radio 94 WIP Morning Show and MLB Network. Find Jim at allphly.com. Find me at MLB.com, the Phillies Beat newsletter, and MLB Network.